There are many different kinds of weaving techniques that you can learn. I am showing you the Egyptian knot. You will need to go under 2 and back around 1 to make the knot on one of the warp threads. Again, under 2, pull your string through, and then back around one of the warp threads. Repeat this process until you get to the end of your string, or you're satisfied with the shape that you are making on your warp threads. Take a closer look. Under 2 warp threads, pull your string through, push it down close to the other threads, and back around 1 warp thread. Go under 2 warp threads, pull your string through, and then back around 1 warp thread. Repeat this process until you're finished with this color. When you have finished making your Egyptian knots, you will turn your loom over, and then on the back side, tie this thread off using a double knot. If you take a closer look at the Egyptian knots, they look like little rays coming up each of the warp threads. Another technique is creating columns. I'm going to be using 2 colors of thread. Pull off about 5 arm lengths of thread, thread it through a needle, and then tie the ends to the back of your loom. Once you have tied the ends to the back of the loom, then on the front of the loom, you're going to be weaving under, over the warp threads. When making a column, you do not have to weave all the way around in a circle. You can just go one direction, however many warp threads, and then when you get to a point, you stop and then reverse and go back the same way you came. And this will form a column of that color of thread. Reverse directions and start weaving back the way you came from. Weaving under, over, forming a column. Take a closer look. You go under, over your warp threads. This next technique I'm going to be showing you is called a Persian knot. Tie your string to the back of the loom, and then to start making your Persian knot, you're going to go over 2 warp threads, back around the last one, and then go around that last one more time, but don't pull it tight. Before you pull it tight, you want to go back through that loop to make your knot. Once you went through that loop, give it a good tug, pull it nice and tight. This is called making a Persian knot. Take a closer look. Again, go over 2, back under the last one, pull your string through, then wrap it around again over that last warp thread. Don't pull it tight. You're going to leave a little loop and then go through the center of that loop. This is creating the knot. Now pull it nice and tight, and that's your Persian knot. Once you have finished making your Persian knots, you can flip your loom over and then tie off the yarn in the back with a double knot. You may also back weave instead of making a double knot on the back. I'm going to change my weaving technique and make the Egyptian knot. To do this, you're going to go underneath 2 warp threads and then back around the last warp thread. creating the knot. Let's take a closer look. Again, go under 2 warp threads, pull your yarn through, push it up, make it nice and tight against the other threads, and then go back down around the last warp thread, creating the Egyptian knot. When you have finished, flip your loom over and tie it off in the back with a double knot. I like this technique because the knots look like rays coming out from a sun. Have fun experimenting with different kinds of techniques on your branch loom.